Hi, everyone. I'm Candice Ruggiero. I'm a keynote speaker, host of Intentional Excellence podcast, Love Speaks Lives, Love Speaks Out in the community, and I'm also an education expert. Tonight, I want to share something really valuable, something I think is so important for all of us love that crosses every line on the map. We live in a world that's more connected than ever. We can talk to someone across the globe in an instant, yet somehow it feels like we're more divided than ever, too. There's so much amazing stuff happening. People coming together for causes, communities, helping each other, stories of kindness that warm your heart. But there's also a lot of hate, division, and judgment. And honestly, sometimes it feels overwhelming. That's why we need love, kindness, and acceptance more than ever, not just in our communities, but everywhere. I have to be honest with you. Whenever I scroll through social media, I feel devastated. I see people being hateful, judgmental, and cruel. And I ask myself, why is it so hard for people to accept others for who they are? And here's what I truly believe: no one race, nationality, or background makes someone better than another. Someone from a country with fewer resources can be just as brilliant, creative, and capable as someone from a powerful, wealthy country. Opportunities might be different, yes, but potential, that's equal for everyone. And I want to share a little about my story. I came from a third world country. I worked hard. I fought my way. And now I stand here confident, sharing my life and experiences with you. I'm proof that where you start doesn't define where you go. Your skin color, your hair, your country of origin, none of that defines your worth. When I see people acting superior because of their race or privilege, bothers me deeply. And I think it's time to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, is this how I want to live? Because sometimes when you really look at a person beyond the surface, all you see is fear, hate, or bitterness. And that doesn't make anyone better. We are all equal in our potential. You know what? Everyone has the right to succeed. Everyone can thrive if given the chance. So, what can we do? How can we start to break down these walls? Here are few things I try to practice, and I think they can really make a difference. Let's start with stop the biases. Notice when you're judging someone because of how they look, where they come from, or how they talk. For example, don't assume someone is less capable because of their accent or skin color. Next, walk in someone else's shoes. Think about someone else's life and challenges. Maybe it's a coworker struggling with childcare, a neighbor working two jobs, or a friend dealing with racism or discrimination. Just imagine how that feels. Next, expand your perspective. Talk to people who aren't like you. Read their stories. Listen to their experiences. And you know what? You'll start seeing the world differently. Next is small acts of kindness. That really matters. Like, smile at someone who's having a rough day. Hold the door for a stranger. Compliment a coworker or neighbor. These little actions can ripple far beyond what we realize. Lastly, reflect on your values or faith. For me, I think about what God would say when judgment or pride creeps in. I would ask myself, would God accept these thoughts? If not, I remind myself to reset and choose love instead. Now, love doesn't need borders. Compassion doesn't need a passport. Acceptance doesn't need permission. Every time we choose understanding over judgment, empathy over fear, and kindness over hate, we make a world a little brighter. We don't have to be better than someone else. We just have to strive to be better versions of ourselves. So let's open our hearts. Let's love without limits. And let's see people for who they truly are. That is beyond the surface. And let's treat them with respect and care because the world needs that now more than ever. I want to thank you for being here with me tonight on Love Speaks with Candice Ruggiero and for opening your hearts and for choosing love. It may not solve everything overnight, but every act counts. Every smile, every kind word, every effort to understand someone else matters. And together, we can start creating a world where everyone feels valued, respected, and seen. Again, this is Candice Ruggiero wishing everyone good night. And remember, love always speaks.